Evening. Evening. Let's have a quick look at this then. So, I was very lucky to Orbx have offered to allow me into their preview or creator preview channel, I guess. And they very kindly, I am a little bit late with this, so I wasn't too quite sure if when I could use it or not. But apparently I could have shown it when they said that I could. So when I got accepted into the clan, but this is it. So I don't know if this is out. Yeah, I think it is out. Is it? Yes. Okay, so it's out. It's been released, but this is 74 Sierra Anacortes Airport. Now I believe this was a P3D. Yeah, P3D and FSX Classic. So I didn't realize it was an FSX as well. It got released on the 23rd, so fairly recently, and it's pretty cool for a VFR airport. It's in a beautiful space of the world. We'll come back to that, but we'll have a quick look around. It's let me show you where we are. So we are, if we scroll all the way out, we're just in northwest side of America. It's up here near Seattle, so it's just up here, just on this tiny island here. Quite a small VFR airport. It's in some Class C airspace, which we've got to navigate around, which we'll come back to. But then we're going to go down here, which is another Orbx product, which has been out for a while, I believe. Tacoma Arrows, which you'll remember probably from the FSX days or 2004 days. This is where you did your PPL certificate in sim. Tacoma Arrows Bridge, I seem to remember, and I think you had to fly downwind into here. So that's where we are. Let's have a quick look at the actual airport, and I'll take you on a little bit of a tour. So first things first, we are in the hangar, which is pretty cool. I'm flying the 160 again today, but it's, as you'd expect from Orbx, exceptionally well modelled. It's a bit overcast today, but there's lots of little trinkets. What's this say? Like, please observe the noise abatement procedure. There's quite a nice little sign actually on the way out, which I'll show you. But there's plenty of places to park. And then what's this? Some kind of seaplane. Oh, it's pretty cool. I am flying on the network. I haven't actually got any sim traffic on at the moment. This is the terminal. Now I believe that they've also modelled inside as well. Yeah, San Jan Airways flies from here, but there's some incredible detail. We have a quick look around here, which is pretty cool. Lots of little trinkets. There we go. Let's scroll back around here again. But yeah, can we go inside? Yeah, look. There's some people waiting for their flight out, which is cool. And if we come out, it's a single runway and taxiway. But like I said, look at the scenery. It's in such a nice place. So for VFR, it's pretty good, actually, I have to say. So now we're in quite a tight spot here. So what my plan of action is, I mean, look, we've... this is quite a tight area to get through, so we're actually going to just do the pushback all the way out onto stand out here, from here, to bring us out. But like I said, you can actually kind of just park in the hangars. But yeah, really good attention to detail that you'd expect from Orbx. The frame rate looks good on my PC anyway. No major issues. What's this? Oh, fuel pump. Phillips 66 self-service. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Right, I think what we'll do is we'll get going. Let's just check we've got some availability. Can I have the pre-start checklist, please? Can I have the pre-start checklist, please?
Okay, Here is the above-the-line pre-start checklist. Battery 1 and 2, on.
Oh dear. GSX. No, that's Gen... 1
Covers
and 2.
removed and stowed.
Stowed.
Rotor tie-down removed and stowed.
Removed.
Parking brake on.
Parking brake set.
Gen 1 and 2, on.
1 and 2 on.
Emergency Gen 2 on.
On.
DC GPU connected,
Connected.
if required.
Ground to the flight deck.
Ground, this is your first officer. Go ahead.
We're ready to start boarding.
Stand by. I will confirm.
All right. Are we set to begin boarding?
Yeah, start the boarding, please.
Okay, I'll let them know.
Ground, first officer here. We're prepped for boarding and baggage loading. Engines start on hold. Please coordinate baggage handling and passenger boarding.
Roger, first officer. We're initiating baggage loading now. Passengers will be briefed and kept clear of the rotor area. We'll advise once baggage is loaded and passengers are ready.
Copy that, ground. We'll keep engines off until baggage is secure and boarding is complete. Let us know when it's safe to proceed with the engine start, and the ground crews have moved away from the helicopter.
All copied. Baggage loading is underway. Stand by for all clear and load sheet.
All received.
They are boarding now. Continuing checklist. Power up test on.
Power up test on.
Power up test started.
We're going to just take a very, very small load today. In fact, we'll put them in the middle. Yeah, power up test is okay. Power up test complete.
Array 1 and Array 2 on.
1 and 2 on.
FMS 1 and 2 on.
Both on.
Lamp and audio test on.
Audio test.
Tested.
Okay, moving to pilot MFD, FND page, message list, check and acknowledge.
Checked and acknowledged.
Heading and standby compass aligned.
Both match.
Altimeter set on all 3.
Good question. Don't know if this is going to work. Hang on, I did also set up some commands in Nightbot. Let's see. S74. Okay, it's unavailable. I thought it might be. But I have got a QNH of 1019. Cross-checked and verified.
And set my side. Fuel quantity.
925 checked.
I confirm the loaded fuel matches the planned block fuel. My flow, position and anti-collision lights. Both on. Signs set as required.
Signs on.
Emergency lights and cockpit lights.
Both on.
Wipers as required.
Wipers off.
On floats, if required.
Floats off.
Tours on.
Doors on.
Weather radar control if required.
Set standby.
Okay, let's check the VMS system page for parameters validity. VMS weight data.
500. Checked in limits.
Engine oil levels and temps.
T's and P's in the green.
OEI rating selection. OEI high or low selector.
OEI high set.
Aux bump on.
Audio test.
Oh, nope. Aux pump on.
Check cyclic stick. Longitudinal and lateral movement.
Full and free travel.
Check collective pitch movement.
Full and free travel.
Check free travel in the pedals.
Full and free travel.
Aux bump off.
Off. Off.
Let's check the FMC now. Briefed flight plan loaded in the FMC.
Anacortes is set. Cruise altitude is 5,000 feet. And we will import from file this time. Yep, so that's Anacortes to Tacoma. And it should Inax, Lothal, BP Win, and then that's Tacoma Narrows Bridge. But we do need to check a few bits. So we're in some weird airspace at the minute. So we're going to depart out. What's the wind doing? Hang on. Let's have a quick look, see if I can get an ATIS up. Can I get weather here? Cruising altitude's 5,000. Don't think I can get a VFR. So what can I do? Wind is. I wonder if I can just have a look on here actually. What the nearest airport is. Get some weather data. No. Okay, that's why, because it's not available. Don't think this will be available. Nope. So where's the nearest and how far? 8.7. So the QNH is right. The wind is at 150 at 8 knots. Visibility 10. Clouds overcast layer at 4,000. Overcast 4,000 with rain anticipated, which is what I've got on another meter. 150 at 8 knots. So doesn't really help. I think it's going to be 36 straight out. Okay, so we're going to depart 36 straight out. Then the wind's coming from this direction straight across, so it makes no difference to us. We need to be above 4,000. So 4,500 we need to be at. Let me just quickly change that. Flight plan loaded. Ooh, what's the briefing? Never quite sure about this one. Briefed flight plan loaded.
I concur the briefed flight plan is loaded into the FMC, since all VFR departure altitudes limits set and briefed.
So at Island, we need to be at 4,500. We need to be above that. So we've got quite a climb out. And then we need to be above... This is okay at 4,500. We probably need to climb to 5,500. This is a military airspace here at this MTA, so we need to be above it at Inax. Inax, we need to be at 5,500. And then Inax over this is fine, but as soon as we come off the other side, we can start descending because we actually need to be below 5,000. So let's say Offal we need to be at 3,000 feet. And that'll take us out of the cloud layer, hopefully. And then down to Winnip. Winnip was going to put us into... Oh no, just outside of Bravo. Okay, so that's fine. And it's Bravo all the way down by the looks of it. Hey, Exerted. Yeah, it's Bravo all the way down. Okay, so 5,000. So we can stay at 3,000 until we get to Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Okay. Fully briefed.
Radio frequency set.
122.8 set and checked.
TCAS on.
TCAS on.
I concur TCAS on my side. ATC departure clearance obtained.
Nobody's online, so it's on guard 122.8.
That is the pre-start checklist complete. Any questions?
No questions.
Hello, the boarding is complete. Here's the load sheet.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good flight.
I'm not sure what the VFR code is in the States. Is it 122? Is it 1200 or 7,000? I think it's 1200. Let's shut these doors up then. Doors closed and locked, please.
Doors closed and locked. Cabin
checked,
secure.
verified.
That completes the pre-start checklist.
Excellent. I am going to run through then I'm going to go for pushback. So, Exotic, they've just arrived. We're just previewing Orbx, who were very kind to give me a pre-release beta, but I couldn't get on
Ground crew
them.
to cockpit, requesting a comms check.
Cockpit to ground 5x5. Go ahead.
The tug is in position and will be pushing back in just a couple of minutes. Confirm the helicopter is secure and the parking brake is set, please.
Parking brake is set and the helicopter is secure. You are free to approach the helicopter.
Roger, beginning the pre-push preparations. Be advised, hold off on starting the rotors. There are personnel in the vicinity.
Understood. Engine start on hold.
They got a job to do, man. So we are also in their defence, also in a hangar, so
Flight deck, this is ground.
bit
The
tight.
bypass bin has been inserted into the helicopter.
So I'm a little bit worried about
Waiting
this
your
area here.
confirmation.
So we're
Over.
gonna get a pull all the way down here, and then we'll finish the push over here.
Insertion received in the cockpit. Departure checks are complete on our side, and a helicopter is ready for pushback.
All received.
Locking the gear now.
Copy. Locking gear.
What is this?
Apron is clear. Release parking brakes.
Parking
Flight
brake
deck,
released.
this is ground starting the pushback now.
Ground. Understood. You're starting the pushback.
They are starting a pushback now.
Flight deck, this is ground. The helicopter is clear on the left, right and behind. You are cleared to start engine.
We're not starting
Ground.
engines.
Area clear, and we're cleared to start engines.
Hold the
Advise
engine start,
caution
please.
due to rotor movement and
bit early.
downwash on start.
Ground have cleared the engine start.
Hold the engine start, please. So yeah, so this is it. Let's see if I can yeah, no worries. Have fun, exerted. So yeah, you can see it's a bit tight here, right? So especially with moving rotors, it's probably better we just allow the ground crew to sort this one out for us. We'll do our start over here. It's probably the sensible thing to do. Close. It's close, even smack bang on the centre line. Oh, you can't see that. What am I doing? Somebody should have said. I forgot to change the bloody thing. So yeah, sorry. What I was trying to say is it's a bit tight through here. So we're gonna pull the push out onto the stand.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes and confirm.
Parking brake set.
We'll do the engine start here then. Can I have the number 1 start checklist, please?
All right, let's start the engine 1 start checklist. Set MFD4 to VMS page and confirm.
VMS page selected.
Rotor brake released.
Released.
Start the clock.
Timer on.
Number 1 switch to idle.
Number 1 to idle.
Monitoring number 1. N1 10%. Rotor turning. TO. T rising. N1 rising. Hydraulics rising. MGB rising. Start light out. TO E stable at 710.
Confirm idle light on, no hot start detected.
N1 and NR stable. Idle light on.
Just waiting for NR to rise. Oh my god, Maverick! Cheers, brother. I hope you're well. I don't know what you were streaming. Were you killing people or making people's dreams happen?
148_Mave. Raided with 54.
Welcome. 787, so you're creating dreams. Legend. We are just reviewing. I'm a bit late. I was saying that Orbx have very kindly put me into their... I've killed a few landings into Edinburgh. Very kindly put me into their content creators group. So they did actually give me Anacortes. I'll show you where it is, look, so we're all on the same page. So Anacortes is kind of northwest of... yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I didn't expect them to do it, to be really honest, but they did, which is very kind of them. Northwest side of America. I'm a bit late because I wasn't too sure about the NDAs and all that stuff as to whether or not I could stream it, but I understand the process now. So there's to be some other bits, like pre-release bits, that we're going to go through on the channel. So if you're interested in Orbx, you might not be interested in helicopters, but you can hit the follow button and hopefully we can give you some pre-release content from Orbx. So anyway, yeah, it's just up here. And we're going to fly... Oh, hang on 1 second. We're going to just fly down to... Some of you remember this. All the way down here in Seattle... Tacoma arrows. Does that ring a bell to anybody? It should do if you're kind of an old age simmer like me, because Tacoma arrows is where you did your first PPL in, I think, Flight Sim 2004. But yeah, so they very kindly gave me a pre-release build for this to preview, but like I said, we're a bit late. I think it came out on the 23rd. They've already released it. But anyway, we're in the 160. We're going to fly that down to Tacoma arrows in this lovely part of the world. I'm just going through the engine start checklist. Just bear with me. NR stable 80.
I concur NR stable at 80. No hot start detected on number 1. Looks like a good start. Do you concur?
I agree.
Excellent. Engine 1 start checks complete.
Yeah, Mex, that's it. No, that was in Chicago, I think. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Can I have the number 2 start checklist, please? Can I have the number 2 start checklist, please?
I am ready for the number 2 start. Number 2 switch to idle.
Set to idle.
Monitoring number 2. N1 on number 2 10% checked. TO. T rising. Number 2 hydraulics rising. Start light out.
Garrett, thank you very much for the follow. That's very kind.
Number 2, TO. T stable at 520.
It's kind of settling around 520. Confirmed idle light on, no hot start detected.
N1 and NR stable. Idle light on.
NR stable at 80.
I concur NR stable at 80. No hot start detected on number 2. T's and P's in the green.
Cockpit to
I have a
ground.
good start
We
on
have a
2.
good engine start.
Confirm.
You can disconnect.
I agree.
Engine 1 and 2 switches to start, please.
1 and 2 set to start unguarded.
Monitor N, 1 and 2 and N are.
Observe synchronization.
I agree. N1 synchronized on 1 and 2.
Okay, let's pump this down a bit.
NR has stabilized at
Sub
101.
disconnected and clear. Bypass pin has been removed.
Probably shouldn't do it with the
Pin removed.
plug disconnected, but we need to try and get this down to 101. I'm on a beta build as well for the 106, so there's a few bugs in this, and this is one of them. It's kind of it's idling very high.
Flight deck, this is ground. Tug
Yeah, man.
disconnected and the pin has been removed.
All received. Tug disconnected.
But the passengers love me.
Pin removed and the tug has disconnected. It's your helicopter.
And I'll stable at 101.
Are
Clear
you
left
happy
and
with
right.
the start?
Disconnecting now. Have a good flight. Bye bye.
Good start on both.
I concur we have a good start on both. Excellent. Engine 2 startup sequence is complete.
Can I have the after start checklist, please?
All right, let's go through the after start engine checklist. G, P, U disconnected.
Disconnected.
Floats to auto or as required.
Set auto.
Great. Now let's do the AFCS pre-flight test. Collective pitch set to minimum.
Minimum.
Make sure cyclic and pedals are hands off and feet off.
Hands off, feet off.
Turn on autopilot trim A, P1 and 2 and back up on.
Autopilot's on.
Initiate the pre-flight test, please.
Pre-flight
Pre-flight
test.
test underway.
I was about to say pre-flight test started, but you got there before me. Just waiting for the pre-flight test to complete. Seems to be clearing up. In fact, it's clearing up fairly well. It was quite overcast earlier. We had a 4,000 foot overcast layer, so maybe we've lost that. Or is this it loading in again? Okay, pre-flight test complete.
Pre-flight test okay. Finally, turn AFCS off fast cut, then back on.
Off, on, and okay.
Set the ECS climate control as required.
Set.
Perfect. That wraps up our after-engine start procedures.
Can I have the taxi checklist, please?
Okay, here is the taxi checklist. Engine 1 and Engine 2 switches to flight and guarded.
Set to flight and guarded.
Harnesses on.
On unlocked.
All loose objects secured.
Secure.
Message list checked.
Checked and acknowledged.
Set up the inboard pilot MFD format as you prefer.
Hover mode selected.
We're ready for taxi. I'll inform the cabin.
This is your co-pilot speaking. We are now ready for taxi. Please secure your harnesses. Thank you.
Nose wheel lock.
Free.
Parking brake.
Released.
Brake check.
Okay, brakes are good.
Brakes look good.
Can I have the safety briefing, please?
Okay, I'll brief the passengers.
Come on. Anacortes traffic. This
Hello
is
everyone,
helicopter
and welcome
Bristow
aboard
49,
the
taxiing
helicopter.
down Alpha
I'm Hazel, your co-pilot for
436.
flight. As we taxi to our takeoff point, please pay close attention to this important safety briefing. In the event of an emergency landing, the pilot will call out
Why
brake,
is it so bumpy?
brake, brake. It is crucial for you to immediately adopt the brake position. This means leaning forward with your hands on your head, elbows outside your knees, and feet flat on the floor.
Okay.
The brake position is designed to protect you as much as possible in case of an impact. In the unlikely event of an emergency where we need to evacuate, please use these windows.
Seems a bit bumpy here.
Left and right. To open an emergency window, pull the handle and push out the window.
Okay, what we might do is I might just fly this hover taxi.
Although it's very unlikely. Should we need to land on the
Come on, up you
it's
come.
vital that you remain calm and follow your training for water evacuation. In
My
the event
God,
of
what
an
is going on with
underwater
this?
evacuation, emergency air bowls are located under the seat. Please remember, do not inflate your life jacket until you're exiting the helicopter, as it could hinder your movement inside. In addition to the emergency windows and water landing procedures, please ensure that your harness is securely fastened as we taxi and take off. If you're unsure about how to fasten it, feel free to ask me, your designated
That is
safety
really
officer
weird.
on the flight today, or the pilot for assistance. Also, you're provided with a communication headset set.
Okay, so there seems to be a problem with the
We're
autopilot.
at all times during the flight for hearing protection and to
Off.
communicate with us if needed. As a reminder, smoking, including cigarettes, is not permitted at any time during the flight. Please stay seated with your harness fastened until we have safely landed and the rotor blades have completely stopped. Only then is it safe to disembark. Your safety is our top priority. So if you have any questions or need assistance at any point, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for flying with Bristol Helicopters, and we hope you enjoy your flight with us.
That completes the
That's
taxi
weird.
checklist.
So I don't think it's my hardware, it's like a software issue. I've never seen this before. I wonder if it's... The only other thing it can be is that. Oh, okay, fair enough. It's the throttle on my collective. I didn't even think it was mapped. Anyway, we're off. Are we going in the right way? Yeah, we're on our way now. That'll do. Now, where do we get to? We have to do pre-departure checks. Can I have the before takeoff checklist to the line, please?
Okay, here is the before takeoff checklist to the line. Check flight performance.
Weight and performance checked. OEI determined.
Parking brake.
Off.
AFCS upper modes.
Good question.
Alt A crossing. Alt A.
Now we've got to be above 4,500 feet pretty much after departure. So we've got quite a steady climb up. We want to be at VY speed, which will be 90 today. And then we're set on that side as well. Set and checked.
Decision altitude, decision height, and QNH set.
1019 set my side.
OK set my side and checked. At the line, checklist on hold.
Wait until we get to the line before we complete the below the line. Just acknowledge my cautions. What have I got at the minute? I've got high rotor RPM warning. Autopilot SAS and A trim is off. Let's turn these back on. Now we know what the fault was. Can I have the below the line, please?
Here's the below the line takeoff checklist. Weather radar.
On. On.
Transponder set and checked.
Set 1200 set.
Confirm runway and hold point.
I actually think it's now, we're at runway 18, are we? I think I did briefed, yeah, 18. Okay. 18 Alpha 1.
TCAS clear. Approach and runway clear my side.
Yep, clear. And clear my side.
Strobes on. Landing lights on and transponder set C. RAS runway verified. That's the before takeoff checklist complete.
I have control.
You have control. I'm running the pre-lift
Yeah,
checks.
don't crash.
TMPs in the
Approaching.
green. MGB
1,
limits.
8.
N1 synchronized across 1 and 2. NR indicating 101. Hydraulics in limits. No warnings or cautions. Fuel checked. Cockpit secured and cabin briefed for departure. You are the pilot
On
in
runway.
command and I will
1,
monitor. I
8.
will call 6 speed and will be expecting the stable hover call. At this point I will complete the hover and power checks. Any questions?
No questions.
We are ready to lift.
Lifting.
Okay. We're light on the wheels. 6 feet, hover established. T's and P's in the green. N1 on 1 and 2 in limits. NR 101. MBG in limits. Fuel check. Any control anomalies your side.
Controls normal.
Power in limits, do you concur?
I agree.
Hover and power checks complete. We are ready to proceed with departure.
Checked.
40 knots, ETL.
ETL checked.
$60 knots.
Checked.
80 knots, VY speed. Confirm collective pitch.
Max continuous power set.
Max power set.
Positive rate.
Positive rate. Gear coming up. That completes the takeoff checklist.
Okay, there's max power. Nav mode set. VS set into alt mode.
Gear up and locked.
Gear up and locked. Let's quickly run through the climb checklist. Can I have the climb checklist, please? Can I have the climb checklist, please?
Sounds good. I'll begin checking the items now. Set collective to max continuous power.
Max continuous power set.
Recommended climb speed.
VY.
Confirm my side. We are nearing VY speed. AFCS upper modes.
Set and checked.
Decisions altitudes. Decision height and QNH set.
1019 set my side.
Signs.
On.
Okay, that's the climb checklist complete.
Okay, climbing out. We've got to hit 4,500 pretty quickly. We are in class Bravo and we need to be above 5,000 in about, what's that, 20 track miles, because we're going to hit military airspace and we need to be above 5,000 for that. So we're just focusing on climb over speed at the minute. We can only use one and the other. Anacortes traffic, this is helicopter Bristow 49 departing 19, climbing 1,000, correction, 4,500 feet, VFR, and routing island inact and then towards Seattle, Tacoma, Arizona. God damn it. Even called the frequency checklist as well. Anacortes traffic, this is helicopter Bristow 49, leaving departing at runway 18, climbing 4,500 on track towards island and then Tacoma, Arizona. Okay, we're going to go VMC in a minute. Correction, IMC. Okay, there's out hold. Let's just bring this up. This is a bit of a bug. 4,500 is what we want. There we go, set. Once it settles there, we can increase our speed. Just get a good healthy 145 knots on. Oh, we've got icing already. What's the temperature outside? Minus temperature 4. We'll have to play around with the weather because this is going to get worse and worse, and I don't think the heaters are working. See if that helps. Okay, got an outside air temperature of -5. That's probably why. Well, we might have a problem here because I've got to be above 4,500, but I don't think I can stay up here for much longer, which is going to cause a problem. And we're on our way. ETA then to Tacoma Narrows is 27 minutes. So we could play a little game. Who have I got in chat? Repkaz is here. Got a few options. We could play Airport GeoGuessr on the way, which is basically GeoGuessr with airports. I quite like. Hang on. I do like Quiplash, but it does tend to get a bit. Have you got to buy it? Hang on. We might have to play hide and seek. So look, if you're interested in playing, everybody's welcome. I think we can get, how many people can we get in here? 20 players on a private game, I think it is. Yeah, invite up to 20 people. So the rules are pretty simple. All you got to do is join the game and hide at an airport, and then the other 19 people have to try and guess where you are, and then the winner wins. So if you want to play, I'll set it up. So just stick some ones in chat if you want to play. If we can get more than 5 people to play, like I said, anybody can join. Kind of breaks up the 27-minute flight we've got before descent. If you're interested, if you're not interested, that's fine. We'll stick on some tunes and we'll enjoy the clouds. At least for another couple of track miles. Until we can start our descent out of here. You baking me crazy. That is the fucking coolest name I've seen for a long time. Yeah, no worries at all. But we're coming up to Inax now, so look, we'll be out of the clouds in 5 minutes. Hopefully we'll get some of the scenery. We'll drop below this cloud layer. The cloud layer is at 4,000 feet, so we're literally in it. Yeah, no worries. So we're just going to start our turn. And then probably in about 2 minutes we'll be outside. We're just coming up to military controlled airspace. I'll show you here on the charts. So here we go. Anacortes, we came out direct. We're now coming down. This bit here is the MTA Chinook Bravo. So below 300 and above 5,000. So I think there's quite a bit of military stuff here. So look, I think, yeah, here we go. This area here I think is a military airfield. So once we get to here we'll start our descent, and all of this we should be all the way down here to we should be able to see some bits. Just unfortunate that we got this cloud layer at 4,000. Yeah, broken 4,000 feet. Anthony, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the dark side of Flight Sim. The UK is a lot more congested, I think. And this is a particularly congested piece of airspace, to be frank. But I mean, if you look just to the east, I mean, all of this here is free. There's a few bits and pieces. What's this? Class A. Class Echo. Okay, so even this is Echo. So look, it's only because Seattle's here, right, that we've got quite congested airspace. So this would be the equivalent of Heathrow, I guess, or Gatwick. But then look, I mean, it's just open. So there's some areas in America where you just literally take off on guard and you land on guard and that's it. I personally think the UK is a little bit more complicated than the US airspace. And actually, there's quite an interesting video of some guys from America that were doing a world tour in I want to say a Cessna, but I'm not 100% sure. And when they got to the UK, they really struggled with the terminology and also the airspace. The complexity of the airspace versus America. I look at that, we've actually broken out the cloud, which is quite nice. And a lot of it as well for helicopters in America is at your own discretion. You'll hear that a lot, even in heavily congested airspace in America. So like Seattle is a good example for where we are at the minute. They'll say just depart at your own discretion. Lift at your own discretion, you often hear. Okay, so if I lift, it's all on me basically. Whereas in the UK, it's a lot more controlled, especially in the more busier airports. You'll find that in real life as well that you can't even. They're closing a lot of the HAPs down, or the helicopter aiming points, which are essentially the pads. Gatwick has removed its one off of taxiway uniform. Stansted has literally just shut last week. Its helipad. On taxiway Foxtrot, the only one that in a major airport that I'm aware of that's still active, and that's because it's busy and it gets a lot of it does get a lot of helicopter traffic, believe it or not, is Heathrow. Okay, so we're outside this military airspace now, so let's drop down to 3,000 feet. So first things first, we've just got to control the speed. Let's bring the speed off. We'll set VS mode. And we'll just start a steady descent down to 3,000 feet. Just going to move the TCAS out a little bit because there isn't actually a lot around. In fact, there's nothing around for 50 miles. It's difficult. I think Farnborough in particular is particularly difficult. You're quite lucky in the UK because they basically it's quite a cramped airspace. So 9 times out of 10 you'll take off into controlled airspace. There's not a lot really that you won't. Like I'll show you here. We'll get the descent sorted out, and then we'll get ourselves into this 3,000 foot descent level off, and I'll show you Farnborough airspace because they changed it about a year. No, oh god, longer than that. About 2.5, 3 years ago. And if you're a student pilot out of Blackbush, you're basically climbing straight into controlled airspace, and it's complicated as well. But apparently some of the student pilots I've spoken to that fly out of Blackbush say that it's quite easy to understand once you've done it a few times. Okay, there's 3,000 feet. We'll just set that bar up. Maybe we'll just see if you can bring it up a tad to 3,000 exactly. Pick up the pace. We'll do 145. There we go. We're on our way now. 3,000 feet. Let me quickly go and find this airspace. So this is London. London is the worst place really to if you're new to VATSIM or flying, don't stay away from London. Always kind of go this way. But if you look down here, yeah, Oddingham, it's quite hard to see. So this is the London CTA here. Kind of this is the Farnborough CTA. Now if you're coming south to north and you want to transit, you've got a max penetration here. You've then got to Now, what have we got to be at? So we've got to be above 3,000 if we can for the max penetration, above 2,000, but we've got to be below 3,500. So we've only got basically a 500 foot window to get through. Yeah, correct, right? So you've got to fly 3,500 feet to this point here, and then the moment you get to, where is it? Here, you've got to be at 2,000. So you're going to enter Class D in here. But if you're at Blackbushy Airport here, I mean, you climb straight out into the pattern, and you're already in farmer control radar or farmer controlled airspace, and then you've got all kinds of bits. You can't fly over this. You can't overfly that. You can't overfly Yateley. This looks like it's a no-fly zone, is it? There might be a NOTAM in place here. You've then got Farnborough Airport as well. You've then got the max penetration here. It's a mess, an absolute mess. But anyway, luckily, oh yeah, it's tough, man. It really is. Is it windy? What are the winds doing here? Okay, got 15 knot wind hitting the front of the tailwind actually. Now over here, this section here, this is all military airspace as well, so we can't go in there either. So we've got to stay away from that. Lothal looks like it's just over here off the nose, so we just fly here, but all of this section here is all military controlled. We are 15 minutes away. We should probably start having a look at Tacoma Narrows as well. Starts to get a little bit interesting now. So when we move into this airspace, we're starting to kind of enter Seattle airspace now. Look at all this. Look, the VFR lanes we've got coming out of here, in and out. We've got to be below 3,000 for some, above 5,000 for others. We're just going to follow this one here, which is essentially below, I think it is, 5,000 feet VFR, which takes us down the Class Bravo airspace. So at this point here, if we're below 5,000, we wouldn't actually need clearance to transit, which we are. And then we're going to come down here to Tacoma Narrows. We'll do a wind check at Tacoma Narrows, but I suspect it's going to be 3.5 for arrival. Yeah, we'll leave you back on that. What we'll do is just we might be able to pick it up now actually. We'll have a quick look and see what the weather's like over in Tacoma. If I can find it. Are we too far out? We might be too far out. Okay then, so the weather is still QNH 1019. The wind is at 220 at 6. It's just outside limits, so it'll be a 3.5 arrival. Visibility 10, the temperature is 4, the dew point's 1. There's a broken layer at 1,500 feet, and that overcast layer is persisting, slightly climbing to 4,300. So it's in limits for VFR, which is good. There is quite a good, very brief. YouTube's obviously a very good source of information. There's all kinds of bits, but the CAA have got quite a good like handy chart which just explains what's required in certain airspaces, CTAs, TMAs, ATZs, and then class A, B, C, D, and E. You'll have to learn all of that, by the way, as part of your PPL. So you'll have to do like an air law exam, which I think, if I remember off the top of my head, it's in there somewhere, I think. But YouTube's probably your best friend at the minute. No worries, no worries. Okay, I'm tracking 10 minutes until arrival. So the weather is clearing, which is good for the arrival. I can't quite see Tacoma Narrows Bridge at the minute. This would be over here somewhere, or over there somewhere. Maybe. This crosswind's causing havoc. Is it near 10 degrees? I never know what's right, the helicopter or this. This is telling me I've got a 10 knot tailwind, and this is telling me I've got a crosswind. I think the way the helicopters are acting, this could be a tailwind. Okay, very quiet airspace today. It looks like everybody's still in bed. It's Seattle Tacoma International is the only one with one departure, and we've got a American Airlines, I think it is, ACA. Not sure the call sign. So we're coming up to VIP win, VIP win, and we have to be below 5,000 feet, which we are, so that's fine. Might be a bit loud. I'm just going to have a quick look on the outside. Oh. Oh dear. Probably better not do that. Uh-oh. Come on, load in. I think we'll just leave that for a minute. Oh, God's sake. I think this is going to crash my sim. Ah! I think we'll just get back in the cockpit. Uh-oh. Okay, I have control. Okay, simulator really didn't like that, so we'll just leave that alone for a minute. Okay, we're at 3,000 feet. We're about 140 knots. Let's bring that down a bit. And I think we're turning back on track. Fingers crossed. Here we are. I can't wait. They need to sort out the cameras in this flight sim. They are horrendously bad. And the fact that it doesn't have a replay function either. I think things are starting to stable out a bit now, which is good. So it should be able to see Tacoma Narrows Bridge just down here. Okay, it probably hasn't quite loaded in yet. That's probably why. Probably should let them know there's one guy taking off, wasn't there? Seattle traffic, this is helicopter Bristow 49. We're on the Winnip VFR lane to point defiance 3,000 feet. Okay, we're 7 minutes away, so let's start going through our descent checklists, and let's start a very shallow descent just to bring us down. I have the descent checklist, please.
Stand by. I am getting the descent checklist ready. Okay, here is the descent checklist. Cabin sign set.
Set.
AFCS upper mode.
VS set, no altitude, 140 knots set on the ISS, and nav mode set, upper mode set.
Decision height, decision altitude, and QNH set.
Okay, we will set a decision height. We'll get a 300-foot call on arrival. And the QNH is 1019 set my side.
DA, DH, and QNH verified on my side. FL, I check.
Above desync lines.
FL, I checked, and above desync lines. Indicated S-speed set for the descent.
140 knots checked.
Great. That wraps up the descent checklist. We're all set for the next phase.
Okay, 5 minutes out. Can I see the airport anywhere? Okay, there's Tacoma Narrows Bridge, so I think this is the airport here. Okay, we're going to start just setting up for the landing then. Can I have the landing checklist to the line, please? Can I have the landing checklist to the line, please?
Okay, here's the above the line landing checklist. Okay, for below the line landing. Do you want landing standard or landing sloped?
Cathay standard, please.
Stand by. I am setting up for the standard Cathay runway approach. Approach and landing fully briefed.
Okay, so it's going to be Arrival to 5. Join overhead at 2,000 feet and a descending turn down to 3,000. We'll join the right hand downwind leg for 3-5, making the radio calls as we go. On guard. The wind is at 220 at 6 knots. Fully briefed.
Nose wheel lockers required.
Locked.
Parking brake set.
Set.
DA. DH and QNH set.
QNH 1019 set my side.
Weight check for landing.
We are in limits.
Fuel
Limits.
check. Fuel checked and I concur. Landing lights on.
On.
All loose objects secured.
Secure.
I'll brief the passengers for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your first officer speaking. As we make our final approach, please double check that your headset is on and your harness is tightly fast. It's crucial for ensuring your safety as we land. Should an evacuation become necessary, you'll hear me command, brace, brace, brace. This is your cue to prepare in the brace position. Wait for my command to evacuate, evacuate, evacuate before attempting to leave the helicopter. At that point, leave all belongings and proceed to the nearest exit. The exits are located on both the left and right. Should these be inaccessible, emergency exit handles on the windows can be used, as I will indicate. Remain seated with your harness secured until the helicopter has completely stopped. I'll let you know when it's safe to release your harness and move about. We appreciate you choosing Bristol for your journey. We are nearly at our destination, so I ask for your continued patience and attention to safety for just a little while longer. Thank you.
Safety briefing complete. That is the above-the-line landing checklist complete. I am holding my flow.
I said overhead in the briefing, but we're not. We're just going to join on a left downwind leg for 3-5. We'll make a call on guard. We'll let them know what we're doing. I'm still looking for the airport, which I'm hoping is off the nose. Yeah, there we go. There. Okay, so it's basically up round here, round this way, and then in this way is what we're looking for. Set that to hover mode. We'll take onto the approach. It will be raw data into the approach. The bridge height is 456 and we are at 1.7, so we should be okay on the bridge height. I am now going to go to heading mode. Tacoma traffic, cities, helicopter Bristow 49 reporting to the north, VFR, VRP, Point Defiance for landing 3-5, joining left downwind. Okay, let's just check to make sure that there's no traffic. Looks okay. CCAS is clear. Landing clearance obtained below the line, please.
Landing clearance obtained. Here's the below-the-line landing checklist. Landing gear down.
Landing gear down, please.
Landing gear coming down. Gear down. Locked and 3 greens.
I think my track IR is broken as well, which is really helpful. Oh, hang on, I've got 2 bridges. Are there 2 bridges there? There's supposed to be 2 bridges there? Oh, I think there are actually. Oh. tracker. Oh, it's broken. Right, that's something else to fix. I want to do an outside view to see how far we are down on the downwind leg, but I'm worried it's going to crash my sim if I do that. Okay, we're actually into wind now, which is weird. So what's correct? No, that's a tailwind. So the turn will bring us into wind. So it was the right runway selection. I'm going to go with the one that on the FMC, but something I probably need to check that. Tacoma Average traffic, helicopter Bristol 49, short final 35.
Approaching 3-5.
RAS runway verified.
RAS runway verified. Stable approach confirmed.
I have control.
You have control. Autopilot's off. Landing.
Caution, terrain. Warning, obstacle.
Altitude check.
Checked.
200 feet.
Caution, terrain.
100 feet. 50 feet.
Okay, let's just keep the roll going. Don't want to commit just yet. I want to try and get down to that final taxiway, I think. Just on the left-hand side. We'll just do the hover checks on the markers. Hover and power checks, I should say. Okay, this'll do.
Confirm stable hover.
Stable hover established.
Power checks. T's and P's all in the green. N1 across 1 and 2 synchronized and N are in limits. Do you agree?
I concur.
Controls normal across the cyclic, collective and pedals.
Controls normal.
Any cautions your side?
No cautions.
I concur. No cautions my side.
Landing.
Landing.
Oh.
Rear wheel contact. Front wheel contact. Collective minimum.
Minimum.
I'm just cleaning up the helicopter. Strobes off. Landing lights off. Transponder set to ground. Helicopter is clean, and that completes the after-landing checklist. I'll start setting up for the taxi checklist.
Excellent. Can I have the after landing taxi checklist, please?
Okay, here's
Hey,
the
Cam.
landing taxi
Cheers,
checklist.
brother.
Nose wheel lock.
Oh, good question. It should be free. Free.
Parking brake.
Released. Released.
Taxi clearance obtained.
Obtained.
What's the taxi plan and stand number?
Oh, God knows. Alpha and then a parking space. Fully briefed.
Okay. Taxi fully briefed. Message list checked.
Checked and acknowledged.
Set up the inboard pilot MFD format as you prefer.
Hover mode select.
Weather radar to stand by.
God, yeah, I don't want to fry people. Hang on. Weather radar standby.
Okay. Let me run through the taxi safety briefing with the passengers.
Clear my side. Clear that side.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your first officer speaking. As we taxi to the gate, I want to remind you of some important safety instructions to ensure your continued safety and comfort on this Bristol helicopter. Please ensure that your harness is securely fastened until the helicopter has come to a complete stop and the engines have been shut down. To fasten your harness, insert the metal end into the buckle and pull the strap to tighten it around your hips, ensuring it fits snugly. To release, simply lift the flap on the buckle. Even as we taxi, it's important that you keep your harness fast. In the unlikely event that an evacuation is necessary during our taxi to the gate, you will hear the command evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. It is crucial that you leave all personal belongings behind and proceed to the nearest exit. Please follow the cruise instructions and move quickly and calmly to the exit. As we make our way to the gate, please remain seated with your harness fast. Keep aisles and exits clear of any belongings. Pay attention to any announcements or instructions from the crew, as your safety is our utmost concern. Once we have arrived at the gate and the engines have been shut down, I will turn off the harness sign, indicating it is safe to unfasten your harness. Please wait for the signal before unfastening your harness.
God, it's gone very dark.
Thank you for choosing Bristol Helicopters. We appreciate your attention to these safety instructions. If you have any questions or require assistance, do not hesitate to ask a crew member. We hope you have had a pleasant flight and wish you a safe onward journey.
Okay,
Okay,
that wraps up the after-landing checklist.
Should have priority.
Setting up for the shutdown checklist.
Okay, you're not going to give me priority. That's fine. Where are we going to park? Let's try and find somewhere that looks like it could park a helicopter. Narrows Aviation, maybe? Yeah, let's park at Narrows. Here we go. We'll come in this stand here, I think. Okay, I'm not going to do the shutdown checklist yet because I have managed to remember to save the replay. But let's see if that works. Right, disconnect from here, and then if I... Well, let's first of all see if we're going to break the sim.
Check power. Check power.
That didn't work. God damn it. Right, hang on. I wonder if I can get it back. No, it's saved the replay. Yeah, okay, so it has saved it, fine. Down here somewhere, wasn't it? Okay, so it's like the one car park. It's one of the one spaces that I can't park at. Well, let's just go here then. Right, hopefully I can recover this. Got anybody online at Heathrow? So this is also at Orbx, by the way. I didn't say that when I landed. I think this has been out for a while though. Right. I've got to turn everything on. Hang on. Get ready for takeoff. Turn the landing lights on. There we go. We've got ground tower and radar on Heathrow. I might just do, I might see if I can just do a departure and arrival at Heathrow. If they're all online. I'll show some people in the stream that might be new to this, how helicopters work in the real world around busy airspace. I won't go through all of the checklists, etc. We'll just see if we can get clearance just to take off from the HAP. Out to Brentford and then just return. Okay, so this all looks good. Right, now, if I play... Right, radar just went offline. It must have heard me. Is he in the stream? That's how you turn up. Yeah, exactly. The guys at Heathrow are pretty good these days. I've been hassling them for many years. Right, let's see if we can come out of here. Oh my god, how do you do fast forward? I need to catch up. Speed. There we go. Oh. Where are we? Oh, I can hear the warnings already. What? Can anybody see a helicopter around here? I just left it when we were on approach. What the hell? Fucking this. Oh, okay, there we are. Let's see if we can do fast forward this a bit. There we go. Ooh. Should have really, I should have done a longer landing really. I kind of ended up almost doing our hover checks here. We should have done them here. Okay, so we're just going through the hover power checks now. We should be committing. Come on. Ooh, the tail, the tail. Okay, there you go. Wasn't too bad. Bit close to the tail. Right, we'll tell you what we'll do. We will come out of here. So, yes, sorry, before we do that, just a bit of a promotional plug. Yeah, this is Orbx. They have also got Tacoma arrows as well as Anacortes. If I can come out of here. It is the usual Orbx standard that we come to expect in this community. The standard is pretty high. It's very high, I should say. And as like you said, some of you, oh, that's quite cool. Tacoma. I never noticed that before. And as you would probably realise, that some of you will remember, that's the old. This is the old Microsoft, is it Flight Sim X or 2004 when we used to do the PPL piece in the game, the skill test, if you remember that. But yeah, there you go. Go and get it. That would be my recommendation. Let's have a look and see. Let's just quickly do this. Meta EGLL. It is broken. Okay, Cavo overcast 3,000 feet, 2,400. That's fine. That's in limits. So while I'm getting sorted out, let me show you a few things for those that you are new to kind of helicopters in the civvy world. I appreciate we might have some Apache whiz kids in here from DCS. Let's just go daytime. Right, while we're doing that, let me show you. So Heathrow's like quite obviously some quite complicated airspace. So this is the United Kingdom. This is NAT. This is the government website for air traffic control in the UK. If you're looking for free charts, this is where you get it from. These are what real pilots use. No, that's not what I want. And if we click into aerodrome and then we scroll down, these are all of the airports, and we click into London Heathrow and click on charts, you'll see a big mess of charts here. But what we're looking for, particularly for the helicopters, is this one, helicopter crossing. Here we go. So busy airport, 2 runways. The HAP is here just off of Sierra, so this is where you land helicopters, and then you ground taxi normally to VIP or Royal, which is here. If you were crossing, you can cross. There's helicopter lanes, which I'll show you in a minute. In fact, we'll show you those now because it might make a little bit more sense. So you can see these lines here, right? These black lines here are helicopter maneuvering routes in London's airspace. So as you can see, it stays away from the airport pretty much, unless you want to trans kind of north to south. And then effectively it just follows the river all the way down. It's on a decreasing altitude profile, so the closer you get to the airport, the lower the helicopter has to be. So we start northward, let's say it's at 2,000 feet, and when we end up at Simpson, which is down here, your altitude limit is 800, so it's kind of a decreasing cone down towards Simpson. But what happens if you want to come and land here? So, and you're coming from the north, let's say. Well, you'd follow this, which is called a Hotel 9. I'll show you the actual chart in a minute because it's not well depicted on here. Sorry, it's this way. And then you can see these lines here. These are crossing points. So we have two VRPs. We have one which is Virgin Hangar and one which is west of T5. So what you'd essentially do is ask for the Hotel 9 southbound. Your clearance limit from the controller would be Simpson, and then the controller will tell you which one you need to start planning for. Are you going to crossfire west of T5 or are you going to crossfire the Virgin Hangar? And the reason for this is because if they're working off 27, landing and departing off 27, if an aircraft is landing here and then decides to do the go around and climbs out, and if you're going this way and you're at Longford crossing west of T5, you're going to have there's going to be a collision where you're going to be in close proximity to each other, right? So you always take, or the controller should always give you the VRP at the touchdown point or closest to the touchdown point of the runway that they're landing or taking off on. So anyway, we go to Virgin Hangar and then we go to Bedfont. Now when we hit Bedfont, okay, you can see it's actually got it here. We're going to route in via west of T5, and you can see that little helipad there. That's where we're going to land. So we're going to do that now in the sim. I think we've got some controllers online, which is good news. So you can see on this chart here, look, Bedfont, and then we're going to, over west of T5, we'll land here. And the reason why there's two is because if you need to go around, if you're not happy with your approach and you need to go around, that's your go around path, and then essentially you follow it back to Bedfont. And this is your FATO routing. And do you know what, for the life of me now I can't remember what FATO stands for. What does it stand for? It's an area, I know it's something takeoff. Hang on one second. Oh, final approach and takeoff area. Of course it is. Final approach. So the final approach and takeoff area is essentially this bit here, and then you're here HAP, helicopter aiming point, which is essentially the helicopter pad. Oh, why is it like this? And why has it put me here as well? Oh, it's just because I'm still in a replay mode. Hang on. But it's not open. That's a little bit worrying. No, it is open. I need to reset this. Now, I'm not going to go through the startup procedure. We're literally going to go and get our clearance. And then we're going to taxi out to the HAP. We're going to depart. And then we're going to, that's it. We'll then come in and land. The only thing we'll do is we'll probably do the HAP takeoff checklist and the HAP landing checklist, but that's about it. Right. Also, why is my track IR not working? What if my clearance broke on my track IR? That'll annoy me. Right, while I'm waiting for this, I'm just going to fix something. 1 second. Track IR's broken. I'll have to look at that after the stream. Let's get going. Let's quickly grab the 80th information just so we can get the clearance. So 128.
50 Zulu. Automatic. Arrival runway 27 left, departure runway 27 right. Transition level flight level 70. Surface wind 240 degrees 9 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers or more. Broken 2,400 feet. Overcast 3,000 feet, temperature +8, dew point +2, QNH 1019. Acknowledge
Same as,
receipt of
same
information
as
for
Seattle, 1019.
and report aircraft type
And
and,
then
current
decision
QNH
altitude will be
contact with
300.
Heathrow.
Oh, God, I missed it. What was it?
Heathrow information Foxtrot.
Foxtrot.
Time 1850 Zulu. Automatic. Arrive.
So we're going to ask for a clearance, right? And all we're going to do is ask to go to Bedfont and come back. So if you remember that chart again, we're literally coming out and going back. Clear for ground, helicopter, Bristow 49. VIP, we're at Augusta, correction. We're in an Airbus 160 requesting VFR clearance, please, to Bedfont and then to return to the HAP for landing, just for some landing practice. And we've got Foxtrot 1009.
Roger, Golf now, just updated, but the QNH remains 1019. Stand by, I'll coordinate and call you back.
Nice, stand by. A bit loud, sorry. So look, there's the helicopter aiming point there. This building here is Bedfont, so we're going to take off, fly around there, come back, and do that. That's all we're asking to do.
Shuttle 345, send 247 now, requesting taxi.
No, Shuttle 345, taxi via Lima, Alpha, hold please check.
Lima, Alpha, hold please, Shuttle 345.
I'm just waiting for my clearance.
Seabird 316, fully ready, stand 544.
All stations on frequency, just stand by to under controller coordination in progress.
So in 2409. I think they're landing off 27, didn't it say? Okay, so we always have to go with the traffic as well. So I haven't got that chart available now while we're waiting. See if I can bring it back.
Super 50 Mike, so just put yourself on stand 508.
So they're working off 27, so actually we're going to depart out this way, then go to Bedfont and then come back to land. So this way we'll come off the
okay, Speedbird 50 Mike, push your start through, face north.
And then we'll get
50 Mike, push double facing north, thank you.
Apologies, the second aircraft that called before. Pass your message again.
Feedback 316, fully ready, stand 544.
Feedback 316, just check the score for me please, 0364.
0364, sorry about that, just going in the box now.
Thank you. Push start approved, face to the north.
Push and start approved, facing north, feedback 316.
Now, a little tip for you. So helicopters can hover taxi or they can ground taxi. This one can ground taxi. Not all can, especially the ones with skids. So if you've got skids, you want to hover taxi. So when you ask for if you're asking for clearance, you tell the controller you're going to hover taxi. And that's important, especially at Heathrow, because if you've got big airliners that are floating around on the taxi, their engine is still quite powerful.
Shuttle 345, contact Heathrow Tower 118.
So it can,
505.
they need to be able to coordinate that. Now for us, we're going to ground taxi, and so we're going to tell them, we're going to say we're ready for ground taxi. I'll probably forget to do that now, knowing me, but two differences, right? Hover taxi, ground taxi. It's always fun when they're coordinating. Tower online. Yeah, Tower's online as well, so...
Heathrow Ground, good evening, B-line 12 out of you on Alpha, requesting a gate at Terminal 5 Alpha, 644.
Beeline 12 Hotel.
Looks like we've got one moving.
Park at Terminal 2, but not a problem. Do you have a specific stand you're looking for on 5N?
Nothing specific.
Roger, in which case you can taxi via Alpha Park Stand 518.
Section Alpha Road, Park at 518, Beeline 12 Hotel.
Ground helicopter Bristol 49 with request.
Pass your message.
Is it possible to get engine start and ground taxi to the HAP? And then we'll take clearance at the HAP if possible.
I have asked that question. I'm still waiting for a reply from Tower. So just you can do a start at this time. The outside temperature plus 8 degrees. I'm just establishing whether the Tower controller wants you a clearance here or if he's happy to take it at the helipad.
Okay, all copied. Engine start approved and we'll hold position. Helicopter Bristol 49. Now, what we will do...
Bristol 49, you can taxi to the HAP via link 44 and you can contact Tower 118505. He'll be giving you clearance and further service.
Okay, ground taxi to the HAP, link 44, and it's over to Tower 118505 for helicopter Bristol 49, thanks. Okay, so let's try and sort my feet out first. So he's cleared me down link 44.
Continue Alpha and from Alpha 3, 927 right.
Tower, was that for no shuttle 345?
Hey, sir.
Roger that, via Alpha, line up and wait.
Can I have the HAP takeoff checklist plugged to the line, please?
Okay, here is the HAP takeoff checklist to the line. Check flight performance.
Weight and performance checked. OEI determined.
VATO departure briefed.
Fully briefed.
Parking brake.
Set off.
AFCS upper modes.
Set and checked.
Decision altitude, decision height, and QNH set.
1019 set my side.
OK set my side and checked. At the line, checklist on hold.
Heathrow Tower, helicopter Bristol 49 on the ground taxi to link 44, sorry, correction, to the HAP via link 44.
Bristol 49, Heathrow Tower, good evening. What's your report when on the helipad?
Okay, report on the helipad. That's for Bristow 49. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually taxi past the helipad and come back because we're departing to the south.
248 degrees now, we're to come right, so take off.
Clear to take off, no shuttle 345.
I'll just put this on early. Can I have the below the line, please?
Transponder set and checked.
Canadian 528, contact London now 120025.
Going to 120.025.
So all this area here, in the funny concrete colour, that's not the same as the taxiway, it's the VATO. So our takeoff and approach points, and the HAP is this helicopter aiming point is this thing here, the H. Now we are going to basically aim towards this section and then turn left and then essentially do a 180. And that'll take us towards Bedfont. And what we're going to do, because this helicopter can do it, we're going to do an automated takeoff. So we're going to let the autopilot fly the takeoff, basically. Tower, helicopter Bristow 49, we're at the HAP.
So 355, contact London 129 for 30. Bye-bye.
Oh God, okay.
129.
That's stop for me.
Just 49. After departure, route Bedfont to hold. Standard operate now, Q.
After departure, it'll be Bedfont to hold, and we'll be following the 27 routing as well. So it'll be out via cargo, and then we'll route towards Bedfont.
Okay, no problem. In that case, service lane 248 degrees 9 knots. Helipad, clear liftoff.
Hit the lift, helicopter Bristow 49, thanks. Can I have the checks?
HAP and FATO departure clear.
Clear my side.
Clear my side. That completes the HAP takeoff checklist.
I have control.
You have control. I'm running the pre-lift checks. TNP's in the green, MGB in limits, N1 synchronized across 1 and 2, NR indicating 101, hydraulics in limits, no warnings or cautions, fuel checked, cockpit secured and cabin briefed for departure. You are the pilot in command and I will monitor. I will call 6 feet and will be expecting the stable hover call. At this point I will complete the hover and power checks. Any questions?
No questions?
We are ready to lift.
Lifting.
Taxi Alpha, hold Alpha 3.
Hang on, before we do that, then we were going to do the automated departure, right? So high NR set.
Taxi Alpha.
Takeoff set. We'll do a vertical takeoff. Vertical takeoff confirmed. Clear this out.
Unreadable. You can please chat to type on chat.
Lifting.
Supervise your mic to you're taking to Alpha 3.
Okay, there we go.
Holding Alpha 3.
Now she should run through the hover checks, but I've kind of fucked it up, but never mind. So at this point we'll hit go around. Now what should have happened, though it hasn't happened. Typical, okay. Might have to come back to that. I don't know why that didn't work. Anyway, I've got control. Okay, just got to watch the radar. That is my #1 priority at the minute. Don't crash into the radar. Okay, past the radar. It'll be a left-hand turnout. We're going to route our way back to Bedfont. Coming out via cargo. Oops, forgot to do something. And then we've got a route down towards Bedfont. What I'm going to do is just slow her down a sec. Come on, clear this out. Clear that.
050 Mike at holding point Alpha 3.
Clear that out.
So they're past Mike, wind 240 degrees, 9 knots. Come off the freeze, clear takeoff, 27 right.
Can I have the HAP landing checklist, please?
Okay, here is the above-the-line HAP landing checklist. Confirmation on the required checklist, please. Sloped or Cat A standard.
Cat A standard.
Okay, setting up for the standard Cat A approach. Approach and landing fully briefed.
Fully briefed.
Nose wheel lockers required.
Locked.
Parking brake set.
Set.
DA. DH and QNH set.
300 1029 set my side.
Weight check for landing.
In limits.
Fuel check.
Checked.
Fuel checked and I concur. Landing lights on.
Cactus, is it? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Checked.
All loose objects secured.
Secured. Secured.
I'll brief the passengers for landing.
Helicopter Bristow 49, we're at Bedfont, short delay. We'll call you back ready for approach.
Sorry, I forgot your call down. What's the call sign?
Bristow 49.
Bristow 49, what just let me know when you're ready.
Remember to wear your personal protective equipment at all times. Please follow all safety signs and instructions given by the crew. Thank you for flying with us.
Oh, that was me taking control.
Above the line complete.
But I didn't.
Holding fluid lights.
Can I have the below the line, please?
Here's the below the line takeoff checklist. Weather radar.
So, good evening.
Weather radar on.
316
Transponder
holding
set
and
and
Alpha
checked.
5.
Set and checked.
Confirm runway and
The
hold
red
point.
260 for tower, head
no.
no. Level Alpha 4 for departure.
Checked.
T-Caskia.
Negative,
Approach
we've
and
actually
runway
just
clear
turned on
my
to Alpha
side.
5, sorry.
That's even better, no problem.
Sequence clear.
Okay, in that case,
Strobes on.
come Alpha 5,
Landing
9
lights
up,
on
team
and
7 right.
transponder set C. RAS runway
Alpha
verified.
5, line up and wait.
That's the before takeoff checklist complete.
Why is it giving me the before takeoff checklist? That's weird. Hang on.
350 Mike, come up to 3000.
It's probably because I haven't done the full
Okay,
flight
Mike,
with
okay.
her. She's having a bit of a paddy. Hang on. Passengers brief. Seatbelts on. Okay. Landing clearance obtained.
You have control. I'm running the pre-lift checks.
Yeah,
TMP's
no.
in the green. MGB in limits.
Fuck, why is she doing
N1
this?
synchronized across 1 and 2. N on.
Stop that. You've got the wrong checklist. Can I have the HAP landing checklist, please?
Okay, here is the above-the-line HAP landing checklist. Confirmation on the required checklist, please. Sloped or Cat A standard.
Cat A standard, please.
Okay, setting up for the standard Cat A approach. Approach and landing fully briefed.
So they're
Fully
parking
briefed.
Mike, contact number now,
Nose wheel
129
lockers
for
required.
details. Bye-bye.
Free.
Parking brake set.
Released.
DA. DH and QNH set.
1019 set my side.
Weight check for landing.
In limits.
Hey
Fuel
Ben,
check.
correct.
Checked.
Fuel checked and I concur. Landing lights on.
On.
All loose objects secured.
Secure.
You too,
I'll
bye-bye.
brief the
The
passengers for
red
landing.
316, wind 210 degrees, taking up, 200 right, clear takeoff.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Clear for takeoff from
we are
my
now on
27
approach
right,
and
seatbelt
we
316.
For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the helicopter has come to a complete stop and the pilot turns off the seatbelt sign. Ensure that all your personal belongings are securely stowed. Upon disembarking, please follow the instructions
Whoa,
of our
whoa,
ground
whoa.
crew.
Pedals, pedals, pedals.
Remember to wear your personal protective equipment at all times. Please follow all safety signs and
Okay, so she does the briefing, and then what
Thank
happens?
you for flying with us.
Above the line complete. Holding fluid lights.
Okay. This is it. Right. Theatre Tower, helicopter Bristow 49 at Bedfont with the HAP in sight, and we're ready for landing.
Wind 210 degrees, 8 knots. Actually, helipad crater.
Dead land at the HAP, helicopter Bristow 49, thanks. Landing clearance obtained.
Landing gear coming down.
Okay, we'll start our approach, albeit very slow because we've got a bit to get through.
Gear down, locked and 3 greens.
It's clear.
Hap and approach look clear. Wind check.
Wind checked. I have control.
Landing, 300 feet.
London Tower, Lufthansa 1123 at heading point to the runway 27 right.
Direct 316, contact London 129 for 30. Bye-bye. Direct 316, London 129 for 30. Bye-bye.
129430, Speedbird 316, thanks, bye-bye.
And Victor 409, do you require taxi back to the Royal Apron?
If that's for Bristol 49, yes please.
Okay, 190, contact ground 121705.
121 375, helicopter Bristol 49.
The Concair 1123 from Alpha Bar, wind chill,
Okay, so she's clearly not doing the her checks, so we'll run them through her. Power checks, P's and P's and limits green, no cautions, controls normal. Landing. Contact minimum. Then we'll contact ground quickly for the ground taxi. 121705. Heathrow ground, helicopter Bristow 49 at the Hap. Request ground taxi to roll, please.
Bristow 49, Heathrow ground. Hello again. You can taxi Link 44 Whiskey to the Royal Suite. Just for information, there is, from what I can see, another helicopter on the Royal Suite.
Okay, Link 44 Whiskey, and we've got the traffic inside. Helicopter Bristow 49, thanks.
There should be sufficient clearance if you go 457.
Yeah, we'll aim for that. 457, thanks. Okay, this would be interesting because I don't think I've never seen another helicopter. I don't know if my model matching's working. I think it's inside the terminal building.
System Mike Papa stand 218 is now ready for push and start again. And we have to push down with the Mike Papa.
System Mike Papa, Roger, push and start is approved, face sir.
Push and start approved, face out with the Mike Papa.
Somebody on departure. Oh, actually, I think this is the helicopter, but the model matching's not right. Is there, somebody have a look at VATSIM quickly? We'll have a look and just tell me what model he is. Is there any way to see in VPilot? And there we go. That's how you take off and land at Heathrow. I just wanted to know what. I think this is a helicopter here. I just wanted,
ground, shuttle 12 Tango, Yankee ready.
I just wanted to know what
Shuttle 12
helicopter it
Tango,
was.
thanks, taxi first left on Alpha, hold Pluto.
Alpha Pluto, shuttle 12 Tango.
Because I think my model matching's completely
With the
groomed.
920 X-ray, contact Heathrow Tower, frequency 118.505,
That's me. Somebody's going to Zurich. No, it's a TBM. I know, yeah, TBM.
Heathrow Ground, can I have a mic check, please? Speedbird 582.
A readability 5, although it does sound like you've got a Hoover going in the background.
The wife's cooking, but I won't tell her that.
That's probably wise not to.
It's not that guy. Sorry, I'm being very boring here, but TBM, yeah, filed as a TBM. Heathrow Ground, Bristol 49. We're on stand. Just a quick one. The helicopter at Royal, is that a TBM?
I don't know, it's not got a flight plan, it's not correlated on my screen, so I can't see, it's just a radar item.
Okay, alright, no worries. We were just wondering for our model matching, thanks. Okay, no, I think that's it. Right, let's just come off of here. We'll close this down. We'll come off the network. Oh, actually, oh no, I'm still connected, hang on. Okay, so this was our landing. Right, let's speed it up a bit. So we did a few circuits here. What I'm going to do is bring that up, take that out. Oh god, that's a bit. Right, I'll do. Close that down. Okay, that's our approaching. Here we are. I say it's playing, isn't it? We're going rather slow. Again, contacts. There you go, not too bad. We're pretty much in the H. That'll do for today. Right. I am going to leave it there for tonight. Look, thanks again for coming. If we've got the new subscribers, there's a few people. Mav, I don't know if you're still around. I'm sure you're busy doing other things with the family, but if you are, thanks for the raid. Garrett, Anthony, and Cactus, welcome. We try to do a bit of DCS helicopter stuff now and then, so we might get that on the go. A bit of a patchy. Might see if I can join Mav from one of his streams. And then, but mostly we'll be flying around in VATSIM, annoying controllers as best we can. But yes, and thanks again for Orbx for allowing me to showcase some of their new work. That's very kind of them. So go and have a look at that if you're interested in VFR. It's a beautiful place, part of the world. And as usual, it's Anacortes is a superbly done airport from Orbx, so well worth it. I think it's only something like 15 quid as well, so if you're looking for something different, get that. I'm going to leave it there, and I will see you all again soon.
Think too fast, and you're going to really lose it.
Okay. I've got Spider Tinny in front of me.
Spider?
There, look.
Got it. Spiders all over the place at the moment. Okay, this is a good place to come to a harbor.
Okay.
So come to a nice harbor. Once you're stable, then you can Turn left, back into wind. Check your tail is clear.
It's probably towards the tower, isn't it?
Correct. That's it.
About.
Alright, so let's come to Harbour.
Okay.
So for the first 5-10 minutes, let's just settle in, get yourself comfortable, just get your feel back for the machine to hover in one spot. Take your time and you can guide it.
Tango India Del Sierra. Tango India Del Sierra. After Rob, Del Sierra taxi to the pump for fuel. Steamboat taxi.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
That's 5 Wells, Golf Victor Echo. We're now clear Northampton to the south. Changing on route. Thank you. Good day.
Victor Echo, good day.